Hey everyone, oh yeah, new nails by the way. Literally living for them. Anyway, this video is gonna be about my paranormal experience. If you remember my last video, my Q&A, I got asked a question, do you believe in ghosts? Or do you believe in paranormal? Something like that. And I answered the question by saying yes, and I have a whole reason why, and I'll do a story time and video on that situation. So here it is, and without further ado, let's get stuck into the video. So this story took place whenever I was about 8 or 9. My parents just split up, my mom and dad, and it was sort of a heart-wrenching time for me because, as it would be for any child, having your parents split up, but that's a whole different, like, story time video. If I even do a video on that, I probably won't. Only time will tell, but my parents just split up, and, so so we moved from Donegal to Bangor, and into this 200-year-old house, maybe older, something like that. It's in its 200, that's what I do know. And it was a 3-story high house, all for us. And, it was great because just moving there at that age and moving into a house that's like a mansion whenever you're a kid, it means a lot. Um, I just got really, really excited because, like, moving into this big house, because it was so big, like, we all had our own room. And at first we didn't really know if there's anything wrong with this house, little did we know. So for the first 2 weeks that we moved in, everything was fine, everything was settled. There was a few things that, like, went missing all of a sudden, very, very weirdly and strange, but we didn't really think anything of it. I didn't really think anything of it. The first time everything sort of kicked about was the third week in. That's when things started to really go downhill a bit at the house. We lived there for about 9 months, so from the third week in right through to the rest of the time we lived there, this is sort of stuff that happened. People, me in particular, because my bedroom was right beside the bathroom, I always got locked into the bathroom. Very strange because there was no lock on the bathroom door. And I'm sorry, this happened a while back. I'm just trying to think. Remember, the first thing that happened, it was the night before Christmas, and I was sitting in the living room with my older sister. Everyone else was in bed. I think this was no, it was the night after Christmas. I think it was about 12 a.m. and we were watching the Family Guy Christmas special. Because we missed it over Christmas, so we were watching it, and like, our living room and dining room's like connected, and right through the dining room, like, window, you can see right through to the kitchen. You can see the whole kitchen, and everybody else is in bed. And the next thing, out of the corner of our eye, through the dining room window, the lights were just flicking on and off in the kitchen. So we both got up, too scared to leave the living room, and we walked over to the dining room window to look through the kitchen, and you seen the light switch flickering on and off, going on, off, but there was nobody there doing it. Like, there was nobody there standing switching on and off. And then you, like, heard this scream, like this terror scream coming from the kitchen, like someone was being murdered. And that sort of freaked the hell out of us, so we just boarded up the living room door with all the furniture, and we slept there, cuddling into each other like big babies. That's at night. The next night, I was in my bed right beside the bathroom, even though I was sleeping. I don't know what it was about this house, but I could not get to sleep in it at all. So I was lying in bed, rolling over, trying to get to sleep, and I got this big, like, thud on the bathroom door. And then on my door. Then my door strangely just, like, flew open. Um, and that was, after that night, I just sort of, I started sleeping in my mum's room, with her, as if I was a 4-year-old again, and I slept in her room right way through until we moved out of that house. Um, oh. So then, basically, just sort of sum it all up, whatever. We seen shadows, we, we just seen very, very weird things, basically. My memory is sort of very, very, very foggy about this. It happened so many years ago. Sort of, that, there was a time I did get pushed down the stairs. I was very, very sick, and I was, like, standing at the top of the stairs, ready to come down the stairs. All my family were out. They went to, I think it was Ward Park. So I was the only person left in the house. Because I was sick, I couldn't go. So I was standing at the very top of the stairs on the first floor, ready to walk down. And before I even took a step, I felt like these forces on my back, and just shoved me the whole way down the stairs. I didn't really tell my mom about that because I didn't want to freak her out, so I just kept that quiet. I told her after we moved out of the house, but I didn't tell her whenever we still lived there. And basically that just happened on the regular. Not being pushed down the stairs, it only happened once, but like the banging and stuff like that happened regular. The last thing that sort of did it was whenever my oldest sister, she was on the top floor, the very, very third top floor, and one night she woke up, and it must have been about 3 a.m, and she heard people arguing right outside her bedroom door. She originally thought it was my mum and my stepdad, so she got to the bottom of her bed and she went, "What the bloody hell are these two playing at?" shouted, and next thing all she heard was this thump, 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 thump down the stairs. I think what she said, the thing that she heard the woman saying was, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? She got up and she confronted our parents, well, my mum and my stepdad, the next day about it, and they said no, it wasn't them, everybody else was sleeping. Then the final thing that happened that completely put us off, that we moved out of there straight away, was we were all freaked out, so every single last one of us slept in my mum and stepdad's room at this here point. None of us slept in our room. Was that night when we were all in there, the bedroom door just flew open and actually came off, like, as if some military bodybuilder guy booted it off, and it just went flying. And I can't remember, it just skinned one of my siblings' head. I can't remember which one it was, but it just missed them from hitting them up the face. And so after that, we sort of moved out immediately. We did not stay there. So yeah, basically that's my paranormal experience. I've never really had anything that happened to me like that ever since. That was the only paranormal experience I had, and let me tell you something, Hunty, that was enough for me. Sort of why I did this video at daylight, because I would have been freaked out otherwise. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And until I see you guys next time, mwah, bye guys.